folks, we are back. The Breakdown Boys, Wade Sensei. Now, we've already discussed one of the semifinal matchups ad nauseum. That's right. Let's talk about the other semifinal matchup in the Kingpyn tournament. Jarvis versus Gibb.
Sign me up.
Sign you up, and we're going to go ahead and rewatch the fight a little bit. We're not going to do the whole thing where we watch the entirety of the fight here, but let's watch a little bit of the Jarvis and Tom Zanetti fight and just give our thoughts on what exactly we think Jarvis brings into this matchup. Going into this fight with Tom, what did you think here? You picked Jarvis.
Yeah.
What did you think? When you picked Jarvis, did you think it would be because Jarvis is going to outbox him? Did you think we were going to have this stand in the middle and fucking Jarvis just walking through punches? What did you think?
Jarvis was going to counter him and put him out. You know,
Did you expect what actually happened here, which was Jarvis walking through everything that Tom had?
No, that was a little bit crazy. I thought he was going to be a little bit more.
I think that was the plan, by the way.
The shots and then counter, but he just.
The plan, I don't think, was to do what Jarvis did. I think he on the fly just read, he can't hurt me, so I'm going to go high guard and go like my freaking gym owner potentially / mentor says, and just Floyd Mayweather high guard and walk through shots. But I didn't expect anything less than a firefight, and that's what we got. Because I
like the shot selection from Jarvis too.
I like him leading on his jab. I really liked
body work, looking for different shots, great combinations.
It's like I said, Jarvis, some good combinations to start the fight here. Boom, lead hook, right hand on the guard.
Heavy shots here, heavy framing,
doing some good stuff here though. Decent head movement. You know what I'm saying? Using his high guard.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, boom. We like that. A hook right hand. What I thought would happen, though, was that Jarvis would get frustrated with Tom throwing and trying to walk him down and be like, nah, fuck all that. We're going to throw. And that's pretty much what happened.
Big shots here from Jarvis, man.
Yeah, he was throwing. He was firing on Tom a bit here. And Tom with some heavy ones, too, though, man.
Yep.
Jarvis ate
Tom
that shit.
Tom is gangster.
He is. He is an absolute gangster, mate. Now,
already tired though. Look at that first round, breathing heavy through his mouth.
We knew, and do we want to address this just because we kind of knew coming into this some things?
Yeah. We can talk about it.
So I'll let you kind of address what you know because I wasn't there to hear it. But apparently, Tom had some issues with his nose and was wanting to put a statement out before the fight. I think.
Yeah, because he put a statement out that he had sinus infection. That was caused by a fractured septum.
Like a deviated septum?
Yeah, it said fractured septum. So, whatever that means, you know? Right. But it caused an infection. So, he was very labored when it came to his breathing.
Yeah.
Very labored. You can see it here, and, he even referenced, he showed us that he couldn't breathe through one nostril, at all.
While we were on the way for the face-to-face, he was showing us.
Right, exactly. And he was trying to, hopefully, he was going to feel better.
Nice jab there.
Yeah, nice. Clearly Zanetti has been working on his freaking game, but this shows Jarvis is just tough.
And you can see it right there. He's like,
look at him trying to breathe, and it's not even you can tell this is not like cardio. This is just breathing.
It's just him trying to actually breathe. And I will say that. Oh, nice right hand, Jarvis. I will say that Tom gets a little bit of a pass for that because fuck, man, how hard could it be trying to fight without being able to breathe?
Right, and mentally. You have that, so you're going to gas out.
Yeah, and trying to it interrupts your timing. It interrupts the pattern in which you're fighting because you're having to take breaks.
But I will say for Zanetti, he did box a lot better.
I mean, he's trying. You can give him this first round, by the way.
Composed.
You can give him this first round.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But Jarvis just look at him.
Fucking psycho.
He just looks so smooth.
Yeah.
And I think that you can tell Zanetti was a little flat. He starts to wake up here when he gets cracked, but you can tell he wasn't the same guy. He was not the same guy. He was not the same guy. But look at him.
But Jarvis kind of made him. I mean, yes, he wasn't the same guy, but Jarvis kind of made him not the same guy because he just wasn't affected by it. If Tom hits you with those shots,
ducking under, catching everything off the gloves.
If Tom hits you with some of those shots that he hit Jarvis with, most guys are falling. Jarvis is fucking taking some big ones.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, some of those shots put Slim in a blender.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean?
Look at the defense here from Jarvis.
I know.
We haven't seen this kind of defense from anyone in the scene. To be able to high guard and walk forward like effectively and look to slip and land power shots in return.
Boom. And back and forth they went, bro. Back and forth. Boom.
Because this is very traditional, like pro boxing-esque.
Yeah, it is.
Which you don't see.
Not from anybody.
You don't see guys
really
being able to walk into range and use their high guard and allow gloves to fall, allow punches to fall off the gloves.
It reminds me of watching Floyd do it to people, you know? And granted, Floyd's another level, but just the reminiscent idea of doing it. No guys have the balls to do it, one, in the influencer scene, because getting hit fucking hurts, and you tend to not be able to react well to it.
And also, like a little Canelo-esque. Like high guard, walk forward, looking to land power shots.
You could say it about late Muhammad Ali, late George Foreman. There's a lot of guys that made living off doing this.
Triple G is like the epitome of that. Triple G would just walk forward.
Nothing. You ain't got nothing for me.
And just let the punches just hit him in the head. And then your boy, devastating shots.
Your boy fucking Marvin Hagler made a living off this shit.
Oh, 100%. But that range, you don't see guys hanging out in that range in this scene.
No, because like I said, guys don't. It's not fun being hit. It's really hard to get comfortable with it. It's really hard to just shake that shit. And one, it's not like Jarvis is taking all these clean. These are glancing shots.
Right.
And they're bouncing off the guard a little bit. Some of them are getting through, but even that one, like it pushes him back, but those mostly landing right there on the gloves.
But I like what we're seeing right here. Immediately back to the small movement.
Yep. Oh, boom, boom.
Looking. And Tom, fair play to Tom. Tom was like returning, like his output was high because Jarvis was pressing it.
Yeah.
So look at Tom. He's just right back to it. 4 or 5 punches.
He's swinging. And it's not like, and to be fair to Tom too, it's not like Jarvis hurt him. Not yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just, fuck, that was super low. It's just fucking, he's got nothing. And he's realizing that he can't hurt Jarvis.
Look at Jarvis. Look at that. Sliding in with that frame to land that ball.
This kid's dangerous, Sensei. I'm telling you, man.
There's a lot of things that I like. That tight guard. The high guard is super tight. Ducking under smoothly, comfortably.
Boom.
He's seeing things. He's looking to hand fight. Look at that. Sliding. It's just, you don't see this.
Doing the little things. The little things.
You don't see this at this range from
nothing.
From the scene. Look at them duck under smoothly.
And like I said, some of these he gets tagged with, and he's like, cool, whatever.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen him here just punch, like allow these situations to lead into combinations more.
Exactly.
He fell in love with the defense. Like when you duck under, throw that combination. When that punch comes off the glove, use that to catch and shoot, right?
Yep.
So like he would be here, he starts to do it, but then he just see him frame off with his forearm.
Yep.
Look at that. He takes the punches off the gloves, then ducks under.
Yep.
Down right there.
Boom, one step back, and we go.
Because how many guys are standing in front of Tom Zanetti like this?
That's what I'm saying. Nobody.
Even if he has a deviated second.
How many guys have pushed Tom Zanetti
those
backward?
kind of punches?
Granted, we're saying how many guys Tom's had one fight, but how many guys do we anticipate pushing Tom Zanetti backward like this? And making him fight off the back foot, where he's done that to Slim and made Slim fight off the back. Jarvis is putting him on the ropes and making Tom is shoving him. That's how much pressure Jarvis has put on him. He can't punch him away anymore, so he's not trying to just stop moving forward.
Look at Jarvis with the high guard, the head movement.
Yep. And again, Tom's landing some big ones, man. These are not like soft shots. He's landing some big ones there. And fair play,
I think I had Tom winning the first two. Look at that jab, though.
I was going to say, it's hard not to. You could say that Jarvis wins the second based off of that pressure and based off more counterpunching, but it's a close fight. The
volume was high from Tom.
Close fight, man.
I can see Jarvis move. Look at that range, though. You don't see that right there. Look at that. Him seem to slip out of the way of the punches like so effortlessly.
And what you're saying when you say look at that range, it's not Jarvis isn't doing a lot to get big results. Where guys have to do a lot to get big results, Jarvis is not. High guard, small movements, and you're still in range.
Look at that.
Still
out
there,
of the way.
Ready to go.
It's a little slip, and I'm right here. We're comfortable. I'm comfortable.
Yep. That's the word. That's what makes him dangerous, man.
Now we're back in range. Big body shot.
Nothing.
High guard. Checks it.
Boom.
Looking to land. Look at that beautiful combination.
Kid's nice, man.
Weaving in and out of the way, walking forward.
Tom's still sticking it on him. This was a fun fight. Now that I watch this back, I'm not disappointed in Tom the way I thought I was.
Right.
Because you factor in what we knew already and the fact that he put some fucking shots on Jarvis that a lot of guys aren't taking.
Yeah,
and
Jarvis
the fact
is
that Jarvis
super
was
slick.
just very slick in this fight. This was fight of the night coming in. And to be honest, for the amount of time it went on, it was fight of the night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom.
Look at Jarvis, that combination. Work to the body, come up top. Now he's like, what's up? We're here.
Boom.
Yeah.
Just
big
clobbering shots, bro.
Like,
yeah, this was dope.
Zanetti's he's giving everything he's got.
This was dope. Bro.
Everything.
This was fucking sick. Wait,
look at
come
that
on,
Jarvis. Look at him.
Slip, bang.
Nope. That stuff, you don't see that. You do not see that from guys. To stay in that range,
too.
The duck under, and then coming up smooth with that body shot.
It was good work from him, man. It really does add so much value when you get to see it on broadcast, because we're watching, or at least I am, through the ropes. I hate watching the broadcast monitor because it doesn't feel the same to me. I love watching in real time. But when you get to watch this back on TV, you get to really see the work Jarvis was doing here, man. Oh.
Look at him, just anticipating the shots, anticipating.
And just never letting him breathe.
And Tom right there, he gave everything in those last 30 seconds. Right there, he was just everything he's got. Look,
see it,
Jarvis is slipping out of the way and returning with power shots. Look at Tom, still battling. Tom's battling.
Jarvis is like,
Jarvis is going nowhere, bro. Nowhere, right
anywhere.
here.
And then that's it. No mas, no mas. Roberto Duran style. There it is, man.
Wow.
Jarvis is like, what's happening? What are we doing?
Let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Look at Jarvis. Look at his hands. What's going on? I'm ready to go.
Look at you in the background.
That's me. Oh, yeah.
Christian in the background. All right, go ahead. What are you saying?
The skill that you seen from Jarvis right there.
Yeah.
Right? Who else in the influencer scene has displayed that level of inside fighting skill, both offensively and defensively?
It's hard to say anybody, man. It really
is.
His
ability to slip punches, to catch the punches off the gloves, keep his awareness. He's not just ducking and chucking.
That's the difference.
Shot selection after. He's not just like,
his catching and shooting is the thing you don't see a lot. Jake has done it a little bit, but he hasn't done it front-footing people like that.
Like combinations, body, then boom, boom,
combinations
framing off, right, Jake left,
catch
right back into it.
You haven't seen
back into it, slipping.
Like I said, it looked like he's been in a Floyd Mayweather gym for 18 months. That's crazy. I don't know that we've seen it. You could say even, Wenderson showed a little bit of that, but not with anywhere near the amount of under pressure, under fire, being able to just walk that shit down from a guy throwing real fucking punches. Like
the only person that's looked that slick to me is Salt Poppy.
But that's Salt Poppy on the back foot. That's Salt Poppy giving a lot of ground to do that, which is, again, it's just a different strategy. But Jarvis doing that and having the balls to go, I'm just going to walk through it. Like, whatever it is you got.
That's the only guy. Salt Poppy's the only guy that I think that has looked that slick.
Yeah.
Or you could say Dean, of course.
Yeah, you could throw Dean in there. But
But this level of the amount of, he's staying in the fire and Zanetti's throwing everything. And
that's the thing.
I'm right here. Bang, bang.
He's never leaving that like what Gibb does to people is a little different. Gibb initiates the fire and then backs out of it and then initiates it. It's like a, back and forth. Jarvis didn't leave. And
guys don't want any part of it when Gibb does it or they clinch or something.
It's a constant.
We're talking about him, and Jarvis is gonna be right there.
Well, speaking of, let's take a look at this really quick. That's a very impressive performance from Jarvis, and I think.
And watching again right there on the broadcast, buddy.
The more you watch it, the better it's gonna look, and the more you start to get an understanding of really what you're seeing there from him.
Especially if Jarvis doesn't fall in love with his defense, if he just returned more often.
Yeah,
buddy.
Now, here we have Austin and Gibb, and we're going to talk about a little bit about the Austin situation, but we'll try not to dwell on it. But now you see already the difference between what Gibb does and what Jarvis does immediately.
Yeah.
100%. Gibb very much heavy on the lead hand feint, very much in and out movement, right? Not staying in one spot. The feet are always moving. The angles are switching, which is good. This is just a different style.
What you want. Yeah.
Different style, right? And again, a little bit more patient and not let's just get right to this because he understands there's some danger there from Austin, right? He's been dropped by him before. Wants to sit down on that right hand. Those were the A&E hands that Leon was saying from the open workout.
Austin covering ground. Austin was out of there.
Austin in and out. Same thing from Austin. We knew this was going to be his very much more calculated fight. And this would the first round was both guys being very much calculated. Not trying to give
you have
too
round
much.
one?
That's a good question. I did edge it to Gibb, but Austin can easily win the first round. If you want to talk about
Austin in the first round, I can't remember.
I think Austin does some work here that you can easily give him this first round because both guys that's a nice left hand.
Oh yeah,
both guys very hesitant here. So it was you were picking needles in the haystack, but if you want to go Austin, 100%. Something you do see, though, Gibb is aware of where Austin's power should come from, even though, to be honest, Austin's big power does come out of his lead hand. His backhand is still, I think he's just still struggling to find it, man.
Yeah, and Gibb defensively, it always seems like he's, and you compare him to Jarvis, he's still a little awkward defensively when punches come. He just tries to get out of the way.
It's just back, get out of range.
Yeah, get out of there.
Reframe with the lead hand and get out.
Shell up and get out.
You see?
Same time.
Right there. Nope.
Yeah.
And we out. And we circle, and we're back. Whereas Jarvis probably throws those hands up, fucking parries with the lead. Bang, 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 bang.
A little rhythm going. Swoop, slip, bang, 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 bang.
And I think it's part of Gibb's footwork, too, that's still, I don't want to call it clumsy, but a little bit still labored,
Yep.
It's not as much in rhythm here, where it's still big kind of, I don't want to say, maybe lumbering steps, bom, 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 bom.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And that's just...
Another shot landed by Austin there, I think.
Yeah. Austin lands a nice little lead hook there.
Because Gibb does open up quite a bit. What happens when Jarvis gets in there and his combination's a little bit tighter, man? This
is the thing. Gibb got away a little bit, and this is not a knock on Gibb's performance, but he gets away with this a little bit with Austin.
Ooh.
Where we get square and we start really throwing. Jarvis isn't doing this. I can guarantee you that. He's not standing straight up and trying
He's punching right here. He's framing off, trying to land a bomb.
Where Gibb covers at the end of those combinations, in between, this is where you're going to see Jarvis try to take advantage. You're going to see that, I think, to the max. Which I think Gibb invites too, because I think Gibb is confident in his power in those exchanges as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And look at the shape the guy was in, bro. I want to talk about taking something serious. Through Ramadan? Cool. Let me just fucking get in good shape. Nice left hand again from Austin here.
You even see the cover. Oh. It's off of one, but combination defense. That's what I like from Jarvis.
Yeah.
Zanetti was throwing 8-punch combinations, and he's trying to catch it all and slide underneath and then return at the end.
Gibb just hasn't fought a combination puncher since Jake, really.
Right.
And even here, where Gibb, again, it's just
even Jake just kind of just landed
even
counters,
Jake was
hard counters.
Yeah. He wasn't as much of a counter as a combination puncher like that, and Jarvis won't be the entirety of the fight, but when he throws, he's not throwing just one, dude.
No, combinations heavy too.
Oh, this one right here.
Oh, buddy.
A missile.
Ooh.
If Austin was a natural left-hander, he's dropping Gibb with that, in my opinion.
He missed him.
He short arms it. Watch him. He loops it and slaps at him.
Ooh.
Because he doesn't know how to throw his left hand. He doesn't. And it's not his fault.
I know.
It's not his fault, but it's because he never should have been a southpaw. I've been saying this for years.
When you said that, all I heard was, all these people are fighting in the wrong stance.
They are.
I know.
What are they doing? I'm watching Blueface, who's 6'5", throw left hands like this. Fuck
what?
Me, man.
What was that?
But it just bothers the fuck out of me, man, because Austin's such a good athlete For him to try to just do this for no reason, like, look at, come on. Oof. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine an on-balance left hand here, right, where he really throws this instead of just trying to turn it over. Yeah.
And also, look at, oh, man.
What? Say.
Could you see a situation where Jarvis just walks Gibb down and out-Gibbs him?
I could definitely see it. Because Gibbs getting touched with this. You know what? Now watching it back, I can give Austin this first round, bro.
Yeah, I had Austin first round. Definitely.
Just watching these jabs and these little short hooks land on him.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to give him that first round. Austin had a great first. And Gibb just a little bit of hesitation here, right? And again, look at the way he ends this.
Mm-hmm.
He's all over him, man.
And I remember Gibb not landing literally anything in the first round.
Yeah, I didn't think that either guy.
I remember he came
much.
out second with the intention of, okay, I lost the first.
Yeah, he was better. He was more switched on in round 2 for sure. And again, you see that right there is not going to be a guy that just pops out of range. Jarvis is going to sit down and try to throw there. So as you watch it back, you're already starting to get, now what if you're Gibbs' corner here, right? They're obviously watched that Jarvis fight. What do they try to take advantage of? Is it the fact that Jarvis is so willing to do it that you want to take advantage of?
Yeah, I think Gibbs going to invite it. You know, like my inside fighting or my dog fight against your dog fight. But
this won't win it. When Jarvis is throwing clean combinations and straight punches down, this will not win it, bro.
Catch, boom, boom, boom.
If Austin could counter there, that's pretty decent defense, Rosen. If he can counter there,
because Jarvis keeps everything so tight, man.
Yeah, and he's not as stumbly coming in as Austin continues to be. Right, as Austin kind of just walks straight in.
Yeah,
and Gibb catches him. Well, that's because he just walked right in, and then Austin again not really knowing how to take that punch, just kind of. Whereas Jarvis, cool, take it. All right, we're back to it. Boom, cool.
And if Gibb opens up like this, again, he throws it, but right.
Like, again, and this is not a critique on Gibbs' performance against Austin. You can get away with this here because Austin will allow it.
Right.
But you got to be tighter with that's a nice way to cut off the ring there from Gibb.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be tighter with Jarvis. And we're not saying Jarvis is unbeatable by any means. Like Tom was landing landing some heavy shots on him.
Oh yeah.
But the shots from Gibb here, the selection and the execution of some of these overhands, the ones that he caught Austin with in the first fight, fair play, we're just not getting that same accuracy. And again, when you throw
how do you think Gibb approaches this fight? Do you think
It's tough, man. I don't know.
Outside, or do you think he meets him in the middle?
If he meets him in the middle, I don't know if it goes well for him.
Yeah.
If he tries to play the outside game and try to walk Jarvis onto something, I think Gibb has more cardio and more ability than Tom Zanetti of doing that for longer.
Right.
But the punches can't be overhands.
Straight.
Got to throw the punches straight here.
Down the pipe.
And I don't see Gibb throwing a lot of straight punches.
That's correct.
And that's my worry is like, if we start straightening those shots outside of his jab, he's very much loopy with the right hand. And I can see him overthrowing those shots and getting into those exchanges he's not meaning to get into. And that's when Jarvis with that boom, 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 straight down the pipe and pop, pop, body, and then back upstairs. Jarvis has mastered his ability to transfer weight. It doesn't ever feel like he's throwing off balance, It's a nice right hook as Austin steps in there.
Yeah, if Gibb tries to make it a firefight, like in close, I think it's gonna be bad news.
I don't know, man. I just
think Jarvis gets to the spots quicker.
That's what I'm saying. The straight punches from Jarvis will get there. I just wonder if Gibb thinks he's gonna out cardio Jarvis. Because we didn't get to see Jarvis go the full 5.
Right.
So maybe it's in Gibbs' mind that I'm just gonna outwork this kid. Because as much as Tom Zanetti was throwing volume, he was doing it off his back foot, and Jarvis was able to dictate everything coming forward.
And the part that worries me, how Gibb has at times always been surprised by certain shots early.
Right. And even in this fight, he was switched on. But like even
like right there, great example.
We start firefighting, right? Low
firefighting,
little shot.
Like, so the high guard. Jarvis is not going to be punching like that.
No, there's not this. Standing straight up, it ain't
hum, digging.
Yeah. And Gibbs eating Austin up here, right? He's eating him up with these shots. This is good work.
Yeah.
But it's just different. It's a different. You're going to have to approach the Jarvis fight differently. It's a big shot, man.
Big shot. He does trip over his leg, but
yeah, we do get a big shot, or we do get a trip over.
Beautiful shot by Austin, inside lead hook.
And why do you think that's such a nice shot for Austin? Why do you think he throws that shot way more clean than he throws any shot off his backhand? I wonder.
Might be a righty.
I wonder. Such a nice shot. And yes, you do get a little bit of the tangle of the feet there from Gibb, but he also, snot comes flying out of his fucking nose.
Yeah, he definitely got cracked by that.
He got cracked.
And look.
And that was a great round from Gibb right there. Great round, but that's how quickly things can change in that fight.
Ooh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah. And again, with a little bit more behind it, Austin, he's throwing that, but it's like
his
it's
glove was up. Good job keeping your hand up, Gibb.
Slap.
If glove's not up, he goes to sleep or something right there.
I want to see Austin be able to turn that shot over, and he's not because not a left-handed guy. Surprised you don't get our replays there, buddy. And then we have round 3, which again, maybe if you are Gibb, the idea, like I said, is to make this I'm just going to outwork you for 5 rounds, and you're just not going to be able to handle my pace, because Jarvis was putting pace on Tom, but it was very methodical. It was very much
right.
Walking in the range where Gibb is going to have a purpose to put pace on you, right? In and out movement, forward, boom, boom, out, boom, boom, back in, right? Gibb, oddly enough, has become very much a blitz puncher, right? Where he's not in there in the firefight with you. He's in and out, and that's good for him. It works. Boom, boom, boom. That's a nice little combination from Gibb here.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Right?
You
said jab, feint, hook, and again though the right hand comes very loopy.
And then right back to the defense. Long guard. Right back to long guard. Haymakers again.
He's going to have to, I do think you're right. He's going to have to straighten out some of these shots. Not every shot, but he's going to have to be able to throw straight shots down the pipe.
And Jarvis can't just follow along with his defense and just stand there.
No.
Take all those shots.
Because when he does, and Jarvis is like, cool, shots down the middle. I'm ready for that. Whatever. That's when Gibb can go, boom, around the guard. Boom, around the guard. Because that's where Tom lacked a bit, were a bit of the overhands once the high guard had established. And really any body work once the high guard was established.
A lot of the shots were off the glove.
And Gibb is very much into the body work. Tom headhunted Jarvis a lot, and Gibb will not. Gibb will go to his body. He went to Austin's body in this fight, and this is, that's a nice left hand. Even though, again, we've established that it didn't land. Even though it looked like it did, Austin reacted like it did, but just landed on the shoulder there.
Off the forearm, yeah.
Boom, that's a nice left hook. And Gibb starts going to the body here, and he starts really putting it together.
Woo!
Austin trying to stay in there. Boom, 1 to the body, 2 to the body. And this, Sensei, is where we get a little bit of the controversy. So Austin comes forward, and then we get, boom, the turnover. And then Austin...
Ooh, he's in pain. For real, though. Look at him.
He's in pain for realsies. Now, give me your theory as to what happened here, because I have already said mine on the main channel. Either 2 things happened. Yeah. He legitimately got hurt, or he was done fighting. One of the 2 things happened here.
I think both.
You think one caused 2?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. He got hurt. I don't think he's faking an injury, dude. I do not think he's...
I think that...
I think he might be exaggerating it, or like...
I just never...
Milking it, maybe?
Yeah.
Is the word?
Milking could be the word. I've just never reacted like that, and I've had whatever injuries, like some of the worst injuries you could have on that ankle, and it immediately is different. And what I mean is, I can't walk. Now,
yeah, I know, does that but mean he's in the middle of a fight, dude.
No, I know, but physically, there's the ligament is not there. It is torn. There is no...
Yeah, I don't think it's... Again, I don't... Based off the fact that he was able to do a little bit, I mean, he wasn't walking later.
He wasn't walking later. which to be fair to him,
which is very soon after. He doesn't even make it out of the ring.
I'm saying his foot would be dangling if that is torn. Like when I say that is torn,
yeah.
If it's
an
outside ligament tear, like we don't know, but you had some information.
Rupture if it's ruptured, but if it's slightly torn and he's just
That's an ow. But
I think
talked to the commission, the medical guy after. What did he say?
He was saying like, "Oh, we'll see what it is soon, if anything."
Right.
He dropped that where I was like, "Yo, that's crazy."
If he said if anything, that's a little crazy. But he said something like if it's a ligament, if anything, a ligament, like something.
Yeah, like not a broken. He's like it's not broken, but it could be a ligament.
Right, because the broken thing came from
my initial reaction was something popped.
Could be,
or he pulled something.
That could be more likely
because the way that it happened, and then he just,
because it's ridiculously hard. Paul pierced it. It's ridiculously hard for you to complete, like even partially tear your Achilles tendon doing something like what was done here, a pirouette off of no real high impact, and also to completely tear your fucking lateral ligament.
Look at Kevin Durant when he popped his, dude. It
was high impact. What do you mean? There's a jump shot and land. Or is a start and stop? This is
no, but to me, because Gibb initiated the motion, he was reacting to it. To me, it's worse.
I don't think it is, bro. Because you're not. Yeah. There's no high impact, high volume start stop boom. No, that's where the tear happens.
Yeah, no, but if you're trying
to put
an
unnecessary
and then push back up when someone's pushing back down on you and you're not expecting it.
I get it, but that would only make sense if Gibb had flipped him over and taken him down and his leg was caught underneath him and then it happened. I'd be like, okay, yes, because that is that's a ton of velocity.
Like this, is what I'm trying to say. If I'm like right here on my wrist,
yeah,
and I go to like push loosely,
yeah,
but I don't expect you to push back, yeah. and I push too hard but loosely,
yeah,
and I'm relaxed up here. If I'm not engaged here, like if I don't brace this,
right.
I'm saying if I don't brace and I just like kind of push, but I don't expect you to push back, I can go, and jam my wrist without a lot of force.
You could jam it. I agree.
Just relax.
No, I agree that you could jam it, and maybe that's what happened. He jammed up something, and it's just like
if you jam something and you freaking hit a nerve or something, and you're like, like you hit your freaking whatever, and then all of a sudden you got pins and needles up your arm.
Yeah, I can agree with something being jammed, whatever. But this man did not. I mean, an MRI could prove me wrong, but I don't think that was any kind of Achilles tear and or ligament tear.
Yeah.
But I think he could have potentially jammed something up and had some issues that said, you know what, at this point, with the issue, with whatever's bothering him and the fact that, I don't know, maybe he thought, here we go again with another.
But also, what if he had I know one time I had a stress fracture, didn't know I had one.
That could be the case.
And then
those are always tough.
And literally my cleats broke my foot.
Those are always tough. If you had like a pre-existing deal coming in and it just all of a sudden.
I had a stress fracture in my foot in high school, my sophomore year.
Yeah.
And I had cleats that were too small. After practice, I couldn't walk. I went in and they said, your foot's fractured. I went, what?
Yeah.
Because I had a hairline fracture. I didn't know. And then the stress fracture compounded, and I couldn't walk for 4 weeks. And I was like, but nothing. It was nothing like crazy that happened. It was just my cleats. Yeah. I was like, how did the cleats break my foot?
No, yeah, potentially if there was like
somebody stepped on my foot. You know what I'm saying?
If there was an initial injury that he didn't know or wasn't disclosed, and then he came in with something, and then this just was the tipping point. Sure, I get that 100%. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm still.
You think he was just like?
I don't know. I think he. It's tough, man. I hate sitting here and being like, oh, he exaggerated it, whatever. He milked it. I think maybe he got shocked by whatever it was, and maybe in the moment it was like, fuck, that hurt really badly. And then,
yeah.
But then again, we saw him not walking around after. But regardless.
Yeah, my take is that he got hurt, and then maybe he exaggerated it.
Maybe.
To get out of there, maybe. Like, I don't want to fight with this, so I'm going to make it seem like
I don't want to fight with this. It's going to get worse. I'm out of here.
Right. But
that makes a lot of sense.
If he just completely says, like, there's nothing wrong with his foot whatsoever, and he's just
there was the rumor that it was his ribs.
My foot, Like, yeah, something like that. Like, to say that it's his ribs, and then he sells it as his foot. Bro, just sell it as your ribs. If your ribs are hurt, Like if they're saying, "Oh, your ribs are hurt," okay, I hurt my ribs. Just sell the ribs. Why would you sell your foot? It doesn't make any sense, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because at least you can be like,
got caught with a shot. You know, couldn't handle it. Got me in the liver. Whatever. It's over.
But then the kickback on that is, well, you know, he didn't hit me. He didn't cause it.
He didn't cause me to be hurt. It was just a freak accident.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Regardless, Austin, hope you get better, man, because that sucks. Whatever it is, if it's a real deal there and he fucked his foot up, that sucks, bro. So
yes, I'm gonna be honest. If it's not real and he's acting like that, it's worse.
Oh, it's way worse. That's why people are already assuming it because, one, Austin doesn't have a lot of goodwill.
Yeah.
And two, it doesn't look like anything really happened. But at the same time, his reaction is like, damn, something must have, you know? But it's so hard to know because, one, we have no clear evidence that anything is there, and two, the evidence we do have says Austin got hurt.
I can't wait. This is like so interesting. I can't wait to see if we find out anything.
We will. I'm sure we will. If there's something, if it is something, we'll find out. If it's not something, we won't find out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it's not something, that'll just be it. He got hurt, and that's it. But if it is something, like we'll get X-rays, we'll get MRI, we'll get the whole thing, of course.
It's like, what happened? Is there something there? And he explains, well, this part of my foot or something. If he
gives that explanation that's like, and he talks about some ligament that no one knows, but he doesn't show any pictures, then nothing happened.
There was a snake in my boot. If there's that, then it's over.
But regardless, we now have Gibb and Jarvis. I don't want to say early predictions because there's so much time, but how do you see the fight going outside of picking a winner? How do you see this being approached by both guys?
Jarvis looking on that screen right there, that clip right there, looks sharp.
He looks super sharp, dude. He looks super sharp. And Gibb, I know he's very proud of his win, and he very much should be. But if he's going to watch, and I know he will, this video and many others covering it, he's going to understand that Jarvis is going to be a completely different fight. It's not going to be something that he's seen before, to be honest. And if you're Jarvis, it's the same thing. You haven't seen anything like Gibb before, which makes this fight so fun.
But Zanetti is even the volume of his returns.
Zanetti's different, though. Zanetti on the back foot volume, it's very much get away from me volume. And he's throwing some hammers.
Yeah.
He's throwing some hammers.
He did land some heavy shots.
Straight shots around the guard. He had some hammers, but Gibb is going to approach this. We haven't talked
about that Tom has gotten slim and super Jarvis, bro.
I know, bro. He's got some tough dudes. He's got some fucking tough guys.
And both with, like, tough camp, like, not being 100%.
Yeah, facts. But if you are Gibb, if you are Jarvis, you got to know that Gibb is going to try to push you to deep water. Right?
I think Jarvis loves that.
I know, but I wonder over 5 rounds, 3 minutes, with that volume, can Jarvis do the same thing to Gibb? I don't think so.
I think Jarvis is going to have to fight the way he did like Taylor Holder, and very in and out, like he was Austin.
Gibb, yeah.
In and out. Do his damage. Look to counter heavy, do his damage, use the footwork. Because the way I saw Jarvis moving in there, in the pocket and in the mix. We're talking about in the mix.
Yeah.
That man was saucing in the mix, bro.
He was saucing. He
was cooking.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a different Jarvis.
Gibbs a little bit more like
Gibbs let me get the ingredients first. And Jarvis is already mixing that bitch. Gibbs like
Jarvis is like the guy. Jarvis is like the freaking the guy at the steakhouse. He's like ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. Oh, he's Salt Bay.
Yeah, literally freaking volcano stuff. Woo,
yeah.
Woo, woo.
And Gibb is still doing food prep. He's like, all right, we're going to cut this. He's doing it very much by the book,
Right, exactly.
Very much by the book. Like, here's my jab. I'm in and out of range. I'm keeping myself safe here. I'm taking chances when I know I can. I don't know, man. It's a tough fight to call right now. It's a different Jarvis, and I think probably the toughest fight Gibb has had since Jake, to be honest. Even the Austin fights.
This has potential to be one of the best influencer fights ever.
Wow.
Ever.
Okay.
If they fight like to their potential and don't get dropped, but don't get finished.
Is this a better fight than
Kenny?
We
know that they're going to go volume. We know that there's going to be no patience.
Is this a better fight than Kenny and Whindersson?
Yes.
Yeah.
Reason is Gibb. Like, I am convinced that Gibb is going to be the more patient fighter.
Yeah, I would assume so.
And that's crazy.
But that's
Gibb is never usually the more patient guy.
I mean, you're right. Over the entirety of the fight, he will ramp up, but I assume Gibb will start very much more patient.
Right. So if we're going to go off Jarvis's pace, Gibb is going to match that pace. He's not just going to stick and move. He's going to get suckered into firefights. We're going to have a whole, like, look at Zanetti and Jarvis. If Zanetti was 100%, that could have been one of the craziest fights ever. That had 5-round
war written all over it for sure.
Like another Slim and Zanetti.
But saying that,
because Jarvis is better in the pocket.
But saying that, if you're Gibb, do you watch Tom's performance and go, I just have to do that and last? Because you could argue that Tom wins the first round, and if he continues that same way, he wins the second.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can go, okay, cool. I just straighten out the shots and put him on this kid. All he's going to do is defend unless I give him openings to counter. But if I just volume this kid to death, he's going to just try to walk through him. And I'll just score and score and score.
But if we get 5 rounds of that, dude, and Jarvis is going to get his too.
He's going to get his, but you can't just do what you did to Tom. You have to be able to be a little more slick. He was showing some of that, but you got to be a little more slick.
Yeah, the volume has to be there. He didn't. It was because it was so new for him. Remember, this is his second fight.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Jarvis as well. You know, he's like, when I realized he couldn't hurt me, I was just like, all right. So I just he's like, I fell in love with just staying in the pocket too much and not letting my offense go. Then I realized, okay, later when I needed to, and then the body shots landed, everything came together. Yeah. If he puts that together early, like, okay, I'm going to come forward, and as soon as, because like it's first time, I go, oh, this works now. I can cover. He was like surprised. He goes, I thought the 10-ounce gloves was going to be worse. It's my first time in 10 ounces. So a lot of it was trying to figure it out, right, and learning on the fly. But now if he's comfortable there and confident, and then he just comes out, like when he did the beginning of that final round, when Jarvis came out slipping and then catching and shooting and just breaking the will of Zanetti, ooh, buddy.
It's tough, man. It's tough. Well, fuck, man. We got a lot to talk about before June 3rd, and we got a lot of time in between. So we'll keep covering these fights. I'm sure there's going to be more sparring footage come out. Maybe we'll even go down and work with a little bit of the Jarvis camp and come see him in Vegas. And maybe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We fly out to London uno mas and see Gibb. I don't know. The Breakdown Boys World Tour coming soon, and what happens in this semifinal matchup and the other, we don't have those answers, but after a long 45-minute video, we have a lot of details to come to conclusions that you all may leave in the comments below. So,
hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I bust soon. Know as a child back in the womb.